Roll Tide, everybody, and thanks for hanging out with us. It's time for our bracketology show. Things changing. Bama win against Ole Miss. They lost to Ole Miss. Lost to Kentucky. No, they beat Kentucky. Everything's jumbled now. So we're going to talk about Joe Lunardi's bracketology and where Bama sits. Coming right up here on Catfish Courtside. That's Catfish right there.
Over here.
Really, that way. That way, yeah. All right, brought to you by Pearl River Resort. Always love hanging out with you, Kat. We saw, I guess you want me to start with the old bracket or you want me to start with the new bracket? What do you want?
Up to you. Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice.
All right, let's start with the old bracket. This is where Bama was before the Kentucky game. So they're in the Midwest. They were a number one last time we did a show. Now they're number two, or at least in this bracket.
And actually, Mick, I love this draw. We're going to talk about where they are after the Kentucky win, but look at this draw. Like, Iowa State's your 1 seed, potentially meet them in the Elite Eight, but look at the immediate matchups. St. John's, Rick Pitino, St. Mary's, they always get in, but they're out of the West Coast Conference. They play Gonzaga, usually lose to them. Illinois already beat them. Memphis beat them in an exhibition. Iowa, Texas, like that's a great little pod for Alabama to be in. And I'll show you again why I would actually rather be the 2 seed in this situation than what we're going to talk about. And then top half of the bracket, nothing scary, right? I mean, nothing in there. You played Purdue, you hung in with them. Ole Miss beat you, but that's okay. I mean, Iowa State, I'd probably rather play them than Auburn or Duke in the Elite Eight. So I personally love this draw. And also Indianapolis is not a far travel spot for Bama fans. Atlanta would obviously be preferred, but Indianapolis, 6 hours from Birmingham, something like that? 7, not bad. Yeah. So I would take this all day long, all day long if I'm a Bama fan.
Right. You've been worried about, and I'm going to switch to the latest seeding for Joe Lunardi, but you've been worried about the draw that Bama could get, not necessarily the seeding. Because last year they got to the Final Four, they were like a 4 seed, right?
Yeah.
And as the number 1 overall seed, weren't they the number 1 overall seed with Brandon Miller? Or they were at least the number 1 seed. Yeah.
No, number 1 overall seed. Yeah. 2 years ago and lost in the Sweet 16. I mean, so here's what this means too, just real quick. Like green means you won. Blue means that it was played Friday or already played on Saturday, or going to be played on Saturday. Sorry. And red means you lost. And then the little arrows beside, whether you went up or down in this spot. But look at that top line, man. Auburn, Alabama, Duke, Iowa State. The biggest, it was Tennessee who fell because this came out after Tennessee lost to Vanderbilt. But this is what I don't like, Nick, is you're Alabama, you're a 1 seed, and you go out west. So I would rather, if I'm Bama, I'd rather be in the Midwest with Iowa State, where it's closer for the fans, and you get Iowa State, Bama, Purdue, Ole Miss. You go out west, and you got Kansas in your bracket, and even if they're not as good as maybe years past, it's still Kansas in a tournament,
Right.
Then Oregon fans are going to fill up San Francisco, Texas A&M, the other. But that's why I say, like, just you don't always want to be the 1 seed, depending on what it would mean if you're the 2. Like, would much rather be a 2 in that other spot and closer travel. Because what's going to happen, you go out west, nobody's going to go. You're not going to have as many fans because everybody's going to be waiting for San Antonio. So, but you can see like a lot of SEC teams in there. We talked about that. Look at how many are lined up. At the bottom, it tells you SEC has 12. And that's with Texas being the first team out. Yeah. So if they got in, there would be 13 tournament teams from the SEC. It's insane.
Yeah, that is crazy. And I think it helps that Alabama is actually really good on the road. When you start to like line up things for this tournament, I mean, you're going to have to play at neutral courts
Yep.
to win it. But you never know. I mean, you might end up playing one of these teams and all their fans show up or everyone's against you because you're the higher ranked seed. You got to be ready for it. Nate Oates was kind of talking about this team's mentality on the road, and they've got some pretty good road wins.
Yeah, you said it perfect. I mean, that's what Nate Oates referred to, is that this team kind of likes going on the road. They like being the villain. They like being the bad guy. They like being the heel in WWE, Mick. They love it. And remember, some Nick Saban teams were like that. The ones in that mid 2010 to 2020, especially like 14, 15, 16, some of those squads with the nasty defenses, man, they loved going on the road. They embraced it. They loved the hate. And that's what Nate Oates has been saying about this team. Seems like they just enjoy it. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, enjoying the NFL playoffs too. And guys, the show brought to you in part by DraftKings.
We've got just a few games left this season with 8 teams battling it out to make the conference championships. Get in on the action right now with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They are offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Don't let this offer slip away. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using our promo code Bama Tailgate. The crown is yours. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use our promo code Bama Tailgate, bet just $5 on any wager, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code Bama Tailgate only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
All right, there you go. DraftKings Sportsbook. NFL playoffs. You got college football, all that stuff cranking. College national championship game. No more college football after that game's over for a while. You gonna miss it?
I mean, obviously, but I was sitting here listening to your promo, and I was pulling up to see what the Bama future was to win the national title.
Give it to us. Give it to us.
Get out the promo code and throw some coin on Alabama to win it all. Coming up in in April.
Yeah, promo code Bama Tailgate.
That's right. Here's the team's futures if you want to know. Bama plus 1,500. So 100 wins 1,500 if you want to throw it down on the Crimson Tide to win it all in April.
What do you think? You putting it down?
It's not a bad bet. I know one thing. They're going to be battle tested. So I think Auburn's the favorite right now. No, Duke. Sorry. Duke is a 5-1. Auburn 6-1. Iowa State 10-1. Houston in there. That's really odd. Houston is 12-1. But they're not playing like Houston of the last few years. So kind of interesting there. And then it goes Tennessee at 14-1, and then Bama, Kentucky, Florida. So SEC, man, 5 out of the top 8 odds to win the national title out of the SEC.
It'd be interesting. Hey, it'd be great to see the SEC get one. I'd love to see Alabama get one. Tell everyone about what you do when you're not covering basketball.
Mortgage, man. I always make the joke. I'm sitting here putting people in debt every single day. But, hey, this is the best kind of debt you can be in, because unlike that credit card debt, the debt I put you in comes with an asset that actually appreciates in value and makes you wealthy over your life. So scan the QR code. We can get you into a home with 0 down payment. There are a lot of new programs out there recently with the 0 down. So check that out. We also have a new thing called HELOC Express. You can do a loan application with me today and have money in your account in just 5 days. That is a real thing. It's not a trick. I've had multiple people do it. Apply today, have the money in your account 5 days later. So hit me up, chadwickanderson.com. That's my cell number. Text, call, email, whatever you got. Love to hear from you.
Yeah, he's the guy that got us into our home and studio and all that stuff. And guys, we're always presented by our friends at Pearl River Resort, and that is like taking Vegas putting it right there in Philadelphia, Mississippi, hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 hours and change from Birmingham and everywhere else. Awesome place. Dancing Rabbit Golf Course with the azaleas and the oaks, the Augusta that you can play. Table games and slots at the casinos. There's actually a bridge that goes between both. A lot of music acts over there. And we appreciate everyone at Pearl River Resort. All right, guys, thanks for hanging. We'll talk to you again.
To Pearl River Resort.